Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz, and welcome to episode 3 in our campaign with SGS Okinawa, the World War II operational level war game where you can invade Okinawa as the US forces, or you can play the Japanese forces and try to defend the island. But we are playing the US side, and we're almost about 2 weeks into our 80-day campaign. And looking behind me on the map, by the way, if you haven't seen the earlier episodes and want to start from the beginning, I'll put a link in the top corner to episode 1 in this series, so that's probably the best place to start. But in our previous episode, we made pretty good ground, and looking behind me here as I kind of move the map around, anything in red on the island is Japanese controlled, of course, and anything in greenish blue is US controlled. And so I'd kind of guess that maybe we've got a quarter of the landmass of the island, which seems to be like we're making good progress. But if you hover up over here at the Japanese flag, we can see that our intelligence estimates that we have 149 Japanese units left, defenders, to take. And so I think it started at about 180. So we've taken about 1/6 of the defenders out, but in over a quarter of the landmass. So if you do the math, there's a lot of hard fighting to go. Now, let's talk a little bit about what our goals are in this episode. We do have some intermediate goals in the game, and I'm going to turn this off here so we can kind of see these areas. It was to take Chibana, Ginowan, Nagagutsuku, and then here was the village of Okinawa. These towns down here to the south, and we've captured those. We still have 3 objectives left in our intermediate goals, which we have to accomplish by turn 11. We're on turn 6 right now. This is to capture Monotobu Peninsula, North Okinawa, and Kin. So our goals in this episode, I think, are relatively straightforward. If we turn on our objectives here, we're going to have our Marines over here to this side, push down towards Monotobu Peninsula and these other 2 objectives. We're going to have the Marines up here, push down and sweep this other chunk of the Japanese occupied island. Now, we did kind of boldly, if I must say, land the 2nd Marine Division on the other side of the island, which seems to be paying off handsomely for us. We're going to push them, I think, up along the coast here, and then send our U.S. Army forces swinging right into here, where we know there's going to be resistance on this narrow isthmus here. I'm also looking ahead a little bit, just as kind of, and I'd be curious to hear people's thoughts on this. Let me know what you think. We know that the resistance is going to be heavy here, and our final place to attack are these tunnels here, right up over my head. And those are kind of the last bastions of defense. And everything's on a time schedule. In order to win, we have to go fast and keep moving. I did see that there are beachheads here, brown 1 and 2 on this side of the island. And then up here, white 1 and 2 on the far side of the island up near Naha Airfield. I'm kind of liking the idea of, if we get stuck in traffic here, to pull some of our forces back and try an aggressive landing right near Naha Airfield to push down through this part of the island. Maybe get behind their lines, because I think this could be slow going in here. But anyway, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Probably next episode or so. Let's drive on now. We got reinforcements and things like that. There's no cards I want to play, so we're going to pass on that phase. We've got air and naval bombardments, kamikaze damage. Again, we're done with that. Now we're going to allocate our naval and air bombardment stages. The rough goal is going to be to try hit any targets we can find in here. And we know there are targets of opportunity to find in this isthmus to try to weaken them over here. I'm also a little curious about Ieshima over here, because we do have to take it, and I don't know how we're going to take it. So I'm not sure if the game's going to prompt us to take this, or we have to kind of solve this problem on our own by moving forces from harbors back over here and staging our own little mini landing. So I might divert some more air resources over here to see if we can hit some of the targets over there. And we do have a floating reserve, which is this, I'm not sure which division this is. Let's see. This is the 27th Infantry Division. So we can commit them, wondering if they might be really good to deposit up here on white 1 and white 2, because I don't think we need them in the middle right now. But anyway, things to think about, just to kind of let you know what I'm pondering. I'm going to go allocate the air and naval bombardment, and then we'll take a look at how it looks. Alrighty, we don't have any naval bombardment, but we do have a lot of air assets to deploy, so I put some over here on Ieshima to see if we can start hitting that. There were some identified assets here kind of as we head towards Monotobu Peninsula, so I've dropped a couple of squadrons over there, and then most everything else is deployed towards this narrow central part of the island here. finding defenses along here that we can start to hit and soften up. And then these beachheads here near Brown 1 and Brown 2, if we kind of want to think about maybe deploying some forces behind this line of defenses here to see if that might help us out. So that's it for air and naval bombardment. A number of naval gunfire units are removed this phase. That sounds like a bad thing to happen here. Random static disrupts radio communication. But we didn't have any naval assignments this time anyway, so I'm not quite sure if that really matters too much, because the ships seem to have deserted us. I'm not sure where our battleships have gone, but anyway, land movement. Okay, I'm going to get busy. We're going to try to push towards Monotopo Peninsula. We're going to try to attack these units here. It looks like there are some defenders here. We're going to drive on. So I'll make these moves and we'll come back and take a look and see what we've accomplished. Alrighty, we've made some movement here, kind of continuing our general progression. We've swept our U.S. Army forces here towards this central part. Got a lot of battles coming up here. Moved these units down here, mostly Marines, to try to kind of advance through this kind of rough terrain, though. It's slow going here in the middle part of the island. Started to shift our 2nd Marine Division up along the coast here. Hopefully they can make quick progress and start to engage these forces here just past maybe Isado if they can capture there. And then over here, our Marine forces engaging these Japanese units over here in combat, and we also used our bonus movement card to get accelerated movement to push these Marines down here towards North Okinawa and Kin a little bit. Looks like they're going to hit some resistance here, but I'm not sure what that is. So let's go now to our battle segments here, and let's see. I'm kind of curious to see what this is. Yombaru East. This is an air assault on that beach that's on the other side of the island. This looks fairly heavily defended here, doesn't it? So I'm not sure a beach invasion here would be a good idea. We have been damaging that bunker slowly but surely. Oh, we knocked out a log bunker. Good. I think we might want to keep diverting forces here, especially if we're thinking about Japanese Empire. The side is routed. Mobile units victory, Japanese Empire. Yeah, okay. That's there too. Now, I'm going to go find our other battle over here. This one here, maybe? Is that it? Yes. Okay, so this is our Marine forces pushing towards the northern part of the island here. Looks like we've got an 82% chance of victory. Let's just accept those odds and see what happens. We've got militia here. We've got 5 Marine battalions reinforced by air and artillery. So hoping that we're going to be okay here. Let's hit something. Good. Weaken those militia. This might be a tough fight, though. Hit something. Oh, good. Nice. Pursuit. Japanese Empire is pursued. Let's see if we can. Japanese Empire retreated from battle. That's good. So I'm going to run through and do these other bombing runs here. I'll make note of anything if it comes up interesting, but these look more like kind of generic bombing runs that we're going through. So I'll be back as soon as I'm done with these. Not too much noticeable, except there are air assets over that Ieshima Island. So our squadrons did suffer some damage as they attacked that. So I think we'll keep our Air Force away from that for right now. Mostly some kind of bombing runs, so that's where we suffered some losses. Mostly some bombing kind of damage taken out here as we kind of hit these forces. But this is looking pretty tough in here. We've got some pretty tough marks to here. Let's go. Air defense move. So I'm going to get some air. Actually, I think I'm going to take a risk here. I think we're okay because over here, accordingly, it says Japanese Empire has 145 units, so we knocked off 4 things. I think some of them were honestly trees. Our planes just blew up. But it says their air force is at 0, so I think we're going to hold off on air defense. And let's see if that is. You don't have any units. Yeah, we're taking a little bit of a risk here. Replacements coming up now. We're going to play any cards here. Mexico +2 replacements. Japan +1 victory point. No, we're not going to do that yet. So now let's take a look at our replacements. I'm going to look through, see if there's anything we want to allocate some of our replacement points. But basically, we're just hoarding them. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I don't want to just spend them to get 1/6 of a unit reinforced. We want to kind of spend these when our units have more significant damage on them. Like this one down here has 2, but even then, I want to go to 3 before we start to spend our valuable replacements here. Now, there might be... This aircraft is down 2, but now we're gonna wait on these. We're going to pass. We're not going to spend any. We're going to save them. Turn end. So 11th of April passes, and now it's Japan's time. This is the summary for them. We'll click through this. They get a card. Card draw. Let's go. AI land movement. Ooh, we can see. Did you see that? Oh, this is such a bummer. That was Code Talkers. At least 1 naval. Secure communications by Navajo Code Talkers. Improves accuracy of naval fire. Oh, nice. That'd be handy. But we won't use that right now. But did you see this? This unit here snuck in behind us, and they're going to capture... They actually did capture Hiana North. So we got to divert our forces back here. I should have been craftier. They just snuck right in here. And there are units behind us here, too. Gah! They're infiltrating us. They've captured this city here, which was Arakachi. So, okay, new problems to solve. We got our card draw. We're done with that. Reinforcements. Gonna take anything here? No, we don't want the Nova, and we don't want the depot. We're good with that. Air and naval bombardments, kamikaze damage. So we're done with that. Now we go to air and naval bombardment. God, we got to clean up these units behind us now. This is going to slow us down, these units driving down here. Well, what can you do? We live and learn. So shouldn't have left a gap in our lines there. And this one just kind of popped up there. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it slid over from here. No, because this is still our control. Anyway, we're just going to have to deal with it. So we'll get our bombardment allocated and be right back. All right, air and naval bombardments allocated. Basically, I've allocated forces to try to hit these units that have slipped in behind our lines. These, I don't know what these are. They look like almost like guerrilla forces or something like that. I'm not quite sure. That's got a unique icon. I guess we'll find out about it when we hit them by Air Force and when we land on them. And also diverting air forces to try to hit this resistance up here, because it's going to be important that we push through these troops as quickly as possible to capture this north part of the island here. Then again, allocating the rest of our forces here along this line. And I also did divert a little bit of air power up here to this White 1 and White 2 beach, just to see what the defenses look like up there in case we're thinking about diverting forces to land some troops up there. So that takes care of air and naval bombardment. Naval fire support targets missed, random static. So that's why we didn't get any naval units. I know where where did our battleships go? What the heck? Huh, that's weird. Anyway, we will now start to move our land troops. This is a big move. We really have to, I want to clean up these infiltrators here as quickly as we can. I hate to take ground and then lose it again. That's frustrating, but it's our own fault. So we'll get busy here. I'm going to move up and then we'll see what kind of battles we've got. So we have moved around, closing in. If we look at our regional maps here, we're closing in on this part of the island here. We did discover some more, what looks like Japanese forces here. This central part that we're looking at, this chrysanthemum, unknown in strength, where we're able to divert a good portion of our 2nd Marine Division back here to hit these infiltrators. We only have 1 battalion to be able to hit these. Air attacks going off here, and we are engaging this militia here, pushing up towards Monotobu Peninsula. And I do want to wait until we get more forces before we engage these troops down here, so it might be a little bit of a fight to take North Okinawa and Kin, but hopefully not too much of a delay there. We will need to retake Katsuren here too, so it's we're kind of gaining some and losing some, but let's go on now to our battle details here. I will click through these until we find, here's one we know. Kiana North, let's see what this is. Looks like a 97%. Oh, this is that Boeitai, kind of the conscripted units that they're talking about. So we're not going to use a card there. It gives us a 97% chance of victory. Defender cards for the Emperor. Morale and defense +1 in this battle. Okay, fine. No surrender. Morale +3 in the battle. And one Japanese unit receives 1 extra hit. Yikes. They have really pumped up these defenders here. Let's see what happens here. Oh, maybe not the most astute use of cards by the Japanese side there. Our planes just basically dropped a bomb on them and they were gone. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to kind of work through these battles here. If something interesting pops up, we'll kind of go through it and fight it out here. This actually is interesting now. So this is that far southern beachhead. Try to look what the defenses are. Lightly defended, a pillbox and sandbag bunker. We hit the pillbox already. And maybe we can do more damage here. United States, so we hit it a little bit, but I think our air assets might be able to take that out. If not, here's another one. So again, lightly defended, just a pillbox and a sandbag bunker here. We hit the pillbox. Keep going, hit the pillbox again. Come on, get it. Nope. But I think if we divert a little bit of air forces, we might be able to clear that beach and make a pretty easy landing on that side of the island. So that could be tempting there. I'll keep grinding through our battles here. So this is a rather interesting battle, pushing towards, there are 2 militia units left. We're pushing towards Monotobu Peninsula in the northern half of the island. Gives an 87% chance of victory. Let's not use a card for that. I want to save those for some of our bigger battles. Hopefully we can push through these units and kind of push them back here. Yes! Japanese Empire, the side is routed. Pursuit round. Okay, let's see if we can finish these off, because they keep retreating. It's kind of a delaying tactic. Victory, defeat, victory for us, but they retreated here. All right, this is just an air bombardment. in the middle part of the island. So we'll be back as soon as it's done. All right, so the good news is we finished our attacks. The good news is we were able to make quick work of the Boetai that took Hiyana North and recapture that city. So that's good for us. And we did eliminate this Boetai that was up here in the mountains that had captured Arakachi. We were able to wipe them out again. There are some pretty significant defensive units in here, though. So I think we're going to have to concentrate our forces. Right now, if we look at what we've just got a lot of single individual army battalions down here. Here's a rather large force. They should be able to perhaps attack one of these positions, which might be something for us to think about. And we're going to get the 2nd Marine Division here that maybe we can attack these forces in here. But some significant defensive lines here. So we're going to I think we're going to maybe concentrate our air power here, try to push through and maybe bypass this and cut them off by cutting from past this defense here and then looping around them, maybe cutting off their supply. That might be an idea there. And still pressing on towards Monotobo Peninsula. We did push back those militia units. It looks like they have retreated out onto the peninsula. So I think we're going to be able to advance out there, and we can. And next turn, we're going to attack these units here, push down towards North Okinawa and Kin. So trying to make it there by turn 11. Let's continue on. I'll be back. I'm going to go through the air defense move and then run through the Japanese turn there. We'll see what happens there. Replacements. I do think we might do some replacements here. Let's take a look. I'll take a look and be right back. Yeah, so we have here an U.S. Navy Air Force CV-10s here. Must be Carrier Group 10, I suppose. And they're down by 3 points. So let's spend 1 there to get them back up to full strength. That sounds like a good idea. Otherwise, I think, again, our infantry units mostly have suffered minor casualties here. This one's down 2, but I still don't want to waste it there. I'd like to get 3 or more. So we're going to kind of keep hoarding those replacement points to when we suffer more damage. So that brings us to the end of turn 7 now, and it's time for Japan to do their stuff. Let's see what goes on here. Card draw. Nothing interesting. Reinforcements, obstacles. So they're building on more obstacles. Okay, fine. Building log and sandbag bunkers. Okay. Not what we wanted to see. No attacks, and it doesn't look like tactical withdrawal before the battle starts. We need to get rid of a card, so I'm going to discard that one. Yep, we're not going to use those Royal Naval Carriers bonus. Okay, so we have 10 cards, so we're going to have to start discarding them. So we might as well start using some of these cards too. Let's drive on. Reinforcements. Oh, okay, look at this. This is the story of Ieshima. What do we do? American troops from the 77th Infantry Division landed on Iejima. Oh, it's called... That makes sense. Iejima in April 1945 as part of the Battle of Okinawa, and there was heavy fighting from April 16th until the island was secured on April 21st. Okay, so they're going to give us maybe some forces here to attack Iejima? Great. So let's continue on here. And it looks like we're going to get some forces there, maybe, to perhaps land here on Iejima. Well, I guess we'll figure that out as we go forward. We're not going to use any reinforcements cards. Here they are. Okay. Beachhead Purple, 1 Beachhead Triple. So they are actually giving us troops to land on Iejima. Cool. Very good. That's excellent. Ieshima. It should be Iejima in Japanese. Supply objectives. The initial landings will be in supply for 2 turns, but the port village of Iejima is a critical source of supply. The village must be controlled to avoid out-of-supply penalties. So that is the village right here. Kamikaze hits. And we go to air and naval bombardment. Do we have any ships still here? Nope. No units. Where did our battleships go? Come on, Navy. We got a war to fight. What are you guys doing? Okay, anyway, we're going to allocate air and naval bombardment here. Probably bring some air and air forces over here to the beachheads anyway to help out with that. So we're going to have to take this, and then 2 turns take Iejima, this town here. So, okay, 77th Infantry Division. Let's get busy, guys. So I will first allocate our air and naval bombardment here. All right, so in this turn, 15th of April, we're concentrating our air assets on these 3 defensive Japanese units up here in the north part of Okinawa, because we need to clear this by turn 11, and these defenders are looking particularly thorny. We've also diverted air assets to the beachheads here, to the beaches on Iejima here, so we want to get there, and then not much left over here, but we did allocate some air force power down here on these, because I think this is where we're going to launch our first attacks against this line of defenders. So with that taken care of, we are now going to go to land movement. Oh, these are the amphibious casualties coming in. 4 units hit. That's unaffordable. Naval fire support targets missed. I know, but why do they keep telling us that we don't have any ships? So I'm not sure what we can do there. But anyway, let's get our land movement going now. We're going to start here by bringing these army forces ashore right here. We'll land them on that pillbox, hopefully lightly defended here, and we'll come ashore. Hopefully we'll have success here. We need to get this town real quick to get back and resupply. And then we're going to move forces down here, try to push forward, kind of clean up this area in here, and then also get ready and poised, if we can, to launch an attack on the line here as well. So things to do. We'll get busy. Alrighty, we've completed our movement here. I feel like we're making progress here, but I'd love to start penetrating this line. We've captured most now. If we look at who owns the regions here, captured most of this half of the island. We're going to have some heavy fighting down here. Monotoba Peninsula we're attacking. We've got 3 attacks going off here, so be curious to watch those, and we'll watch how these beach landings go. And again, we're trying to pound this line here. And one thing I noticed here too, if we zoom in close here on this, we can see a river right down here that runs and stops here. So I'm guessing we don't want to make a river crossing again here, and that's probably why they're defending here. But there's a gap in the river here, so that's why I'm thinking it might make more sense to push right through this gap. So we're going to try to pound these with the air units, get units in force here, and attack here, break through, and see if we can sweep in and kind of surround and capture these units from behind. So that's the rough, let's make it up as we go along plan. Maybe we can capture Tsuma as well if we get lucky there too. So let's go to our battle phases. I'm going to click through these battles for the interesting ones. I'll be back. Hi everybody, it's future me interrupting present me. So this episode got quite long, so I decided to carve it up into 2 halves. So I apologize for the abrupt ending, but we'll be back in episode 4 to see how we fare in the northern half of the island, to check out the Battle of Iejima and see how we do up there, and to see if we can break through that logjam in the middle of the island. I'll put a link to the episode as soon as it's ready. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Bye.